1. The moon is slowly drifting away from Earth, about 3.8 centimeters per year. One day a total solar eclipse will no longer be possible. But not tonight. 2. Your bones are constantly dissolving and rebuilding. You are never quite the same person who lay down yesterday. 3. Trees talk. Through mycorrhizal networks, they whisper warnings, share nutrients. A forest is a quiet conversation that never ends. 4. There's more bacteria in your gut than human cells in your body. You are not alone. You never were. 5. Every snowflake that has ever fallen began as dust. Even purity begins with a speck of imperfection. 6. The Andromeda Galaxy is on a slow collision course with us. But don't worry, it won't happen for 4 billion years. Sleep easy. 7. Sea turtles navigate thousands of miles by sensing Earth's magnetic field. Their compass is the planet's pulse. 8. Light from the sun takes about 8 minutes to reach us. Every sunrise is a memory. 9. Some jellyfish can reverse their aging process. In a deep sea, time is not a one-way road. 10. Your heart has its own electric rhythm. It can keep beating outside your body. Quiet, stubborn life. 11. Diamonds rain on Neptune. In the silence of space, pressure becomes poetry. 12. Saturn's rings are younger than the dinosaurs, perhaps only 100 million years old. Even giants are late bloomers. 13. Mushrooms are more closely related to animals than to plants. The boundaries are not where we think they are. 14. In REM sleep, your brain is nearly as active as when awake. Dreams are your mind's rehearsal for reality. 15. An octopus has 3 hearts. When it swims, one stops beating. Love has its cost. 16. The smell of rain has a name. Petrichor. It's the scent of earth remembering water. 17. Every atom in your body was forged in a star. You are what stardust became when it learned to breathe. 18. Sharks predate trees. In the deep sea, ancient things survive quietly. 19. Black holes aren't holes. They're dense masses where time folds and light forgets how to leave. 20. Bees can recognize human faces. Tiny minds, big memory. 21. The color you see in a butterfly's wings isn't pigment, it's structure. Light bent just right. 22. Your skin replaces itself every month. You are made of goodbyes. 23. The Sahara was once green. Even deserts remember rain. 24. The Milky Way smells faintly of rum, ethyl formate, the same chemical in raspberries. Space is strange and sweet. 25. The deepest part of the ocean, the Mariana Trench, is more unknown to us than the surface of Mars. 26. Some whales still sing songs their ancestors started generations ago, a chorus centuries long. 27. Lightning is hotter than the surface of the sun, a sudden fire from the sky. 28. Cockroaches can live without their heads for a while, but not forever. 29. Raindrops are not teardrop shaped, they are round like breath. The cartoons lied. 30. The human brain can generate enough electricity to power a small light bulb. Ideas glow. 31. Venus spins so slowly, its day is longer than its year. Imagine sleeping through that. 32. Coral reefs can glow in stress, beauty, even when breaking. 33. Sound travels faster through water than air. The ocean listens better. 34. Some stars die quietly, cooling into black dwarfs, the final silence. 35. Sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins. Stillness is strength. 36. A teaspoon of neutron star material weighs 6 billion tons. Density isn't always visible. 37. Humans share 60% of their DNA with bananas. Biology is weirdly generous. 38. Fireflies synchronize. In some forests, they all blink as one. Light finds rhythm. 39. The universe has no center. Everything expands from everywhere. You are not outside it. You are in it. 40. A blue whale's heartbeat can be heard from 2 miles away. The ocean has a pulse. 41. Frogs can freeze solid and come back to life. Winter is not death, just waiting. 42. You see lightning before you hear thunder. Light travels fast, but understanding takes time. 43. Some plants can count. Venus flytraps remember the number of touches before they snap shut. 44. Bubbles in boiling water form at nucleation sites. Tiny imperfections, even flaws, create motion. 45. The speed of light isn't infinite. Even light has limits. 46. Feathers evolved before flight. Beauty came before function. 47. If you fell into a black hole, time would slow for you. Eternity, one moment at a time. 48. Some stars explode as supernovae, scattering their guts across galaxies. Destruction becomes creation. 49. Ants farm fungi. Civilization begins underground. 50. The night sky is full of ghosts, light from stars long dead. Sleep beneath their memory. 1. The earth hums. A constant low-frequency vibration. You can't hear it, but it's there, steady as breath. 2. Spiders can fly using electricity in the air. They release silk and ride invisible fields. Nature's invisible escalator. 3. Your body emits a faint glow, bioluminescence, too dim for our eyes, but you shine. 4. The coldest place in the universe is not in deep space. It's in a lab on Earth, where atoms slow to nearly nothing. 5. Sea otters hold hands while they sleep so they don't drift apart. Even dreams want company. 6. Every year, your body replaces about 98% of its atoms. You are always becoming. 7. Some frogs don't croak. They whistle. 8. Earth's magnetic field reverses every few 100,000 years. North becomes south. Even poles can change. 9. Raindrops can fall at different speeds depending on their size. Some plummet, others float. Not all falling is the same. 10. The smell of space, reported by astronauts, is like seared steak and welding fumes. Stars have scars. 11. A bolt of lightning contains enough energy to toast 100,000 slices of bread. Breakfast supercharged. 12. The average cloud weighs over 1 million pounds, and yet it floats. 13. Some fish use electricity to navigate. Water sings to them in voltage. 14. Sound can't travel in space. It's not silent because there's no noise. It's silent because there's no air. 15. Butterflies can taste with their feet. Perception is never just in the head. 16. In zero gravity, tears don't fall. They gather in globs, clinging to your skin. 17. Baby elephants suck their trunks like human babies suck thumbs. Comfort is universal. 18. 1 teaspoon of honey represents the work of 12 bees over their entire lives. 19. Neurons in your brain fire in patterns like waves, thoughts, ripple. 20. The color magenta doesn't exist in the spectrum. Your brain invents it. Some things only live in the mind. 21. The average human heart beats 2.5 billion times in a lifetime, a rhythm that doesn't ask for applause. 22. Space isn't empty. It's filled with particles, fields, radiation, the quiet chaos of nothingness. 23. Raindrops can create rainbows even from artificial light. Wonder doesn't care where it comes from. 24. There's a species of immortal jellyfish. When threatened, it reverts to childhood, time reversed. 25. Trees can live for thousands of years. A single bristlecone pine has seen civilizations rise and fall. 26. Your brain rewires itself every night in sleep, each dream a quiet renovation. 27. Bats aren't blind. In fact, many see quite well. Myths are louder than facts. 28. The air you breathe contains atoms exhaled by dinosaurs. You share breath with ghosts. 29. Crystals grow slower than trees, but they do grow. 30. Every planet in our solar system fits between Earth and the Moon, with room to spare. 41. The word quark came from James Joyce. Science borrows poetry when logic runs out. 42. Some ants farm aphids like cattle. Civilization wears many faces. 43. The night sky you see is a history book. Every star, a chapter delayed by light years. 44. Gravity on the Moon is about 1/6 of Earth's. A single jump would send you soaring. 45. Sand is made of broken time, crushed shells, shattered rock, ancient dust. 46. Every person you meet carries about 37 trillion cells, a crowd inside a skin. 47. Birds can see ultraviolet light. To them, the world glows differently. 48. Some fish sleep with one eye open. Half their brain rests, the other half watches. 49. The Sun accounts for 99.86% of the mass in our solar system. The rest is dancing dust. 50. Silence in deep space isn't empty. It's full of motion, just quiet, just far away. 31. Some lizards squirt blood from their eyes when threatened. Biology is dramatic. 32. Earthquakes can make the entire planet ring like a bell. The Earth remembers being shaken. 33. Water bears, tiny tardigrades, can survive in space. Life, stubborn and small. 34. Some turtles breathe through their butts. Nature, with no concern for elegance. 35. Your stomach gets a new lining every 3 to 4 days. Even digestion has forgiveness built in. 36. Saturn's moon Titan has legs of liquid methane. A mirror world, cold and strange. 37. Fire needs 3 things: heat, fuel, and oxygen. Remove one, and it disappears, like conflict, like pain. 38. Dolphins call each other by name, unique whistles that identify individuals. 39. You blink about 15 to 20 times per minute, your body's way of remembering to rest. 40. Sound waves can levitate objects. Vibration holds power. 340. The shadow that falls backwards. Retrograde motion. Sometimes Mars moves the wrong way. Not truly, but from Earth it appears to reverse. Ancients thought it was divine. Astronomers saw it as math. Perspective creates illusion. Even planets can seem lost. 341. The rain that rises. Evaporation. We think of rain as falling, but first it rises. From oceans, from leaves, from your skin, carried skyward by warmth. Invisible rivers of vapor climbing. Gravity doesn't rule everything. 342. The worm that has no end. Immortal flatworm cells. Planarians regenerate endlessly. Split them in two and both grow whole. Even their stem cells seem timeless. Biological reset, not just repair, renewal. A loop of flesh that doesn't end. 343. The fog that paints trees. Rime ice. When supercooled fog touches branches, it freezes instantly. Tiny white feathers of ice crawling along twigs. A tree becomes crystal, and the wind a sculptor. 344. The glacier that roars. Ice quakes. Glaciers are not silent. They creak, crack, roar. Pressure builds, then releases, like a frozen earthquake. A mountain shouts once in a century, and the valley listens. 345. The star that eats its planet. Stellar consumption. Sometimes a planet spirals inward, drawn too close. The star engulfs it, vaporizes it, and burns on. We look at some stars and wonder what they've eaten. 346. The sand that sings, singing dunes. In certain deserts, sand hums. Slide down a dune and it drones. a low vibrating tone, each grain tuned by size, shape, and motion, a landscape with voice. 347. The ant that farms, leafcutter ants. They carry leaves, but not to eat. They feed them to fungus and eat the fungus. Agriculture underground, a colony with compost and cultivation before humans planted a thing. 348. The storm that orbits Jupiter's great red spot, a hurricane twice the size of Earth. 351. The whale that carries the sea, ecosystem engineers. When whales dive deep, they stir nutrients. When they rise and breathe, they fertilize. Their bodies cycle iron, nitrogen, carbon. One whale can feed phytoplankton, and phytoplankton feed the world. Ocean life built on breath. 352. The pebble that starts the avalanche. Critical mass. It only takes one more, one flake, one sound, one step. Then motion becomes cascade, not because of strength, but because of timing. A quiet edge becomes noise. 353. The lizard that walks on water, basilisk running. Its feet slap hard and fast. Its body stays light. It runs across ponds upright, a miracle of mechanics. Not magic, just speed, running on tension. 354. The ice that boils, sublimation. Some solids skip the liquid step. Dry ice turns to gas. A disappearance with no melt. Cold turning directly to breath. Edges do not need to pass through middles. 355. The seed that counts time, vernalization. Some seeds refuse to grow until they've felt the cold. Winter triggers memory. Spring allows bloom. Not just warmth, but proof of survival. Time measured in chill. 356. The cave that builds life, chemosynthesis. No sun, no green. Only vents and heat, and bacteria that eat chemicals, turning sulfur into sugar. Whole ecosystems bloom in eternal dark. 357. The echo that locates, bat sonar. A bat cries out, then listens. The echo maps space. In darkness, they see with sound, each click a compass. 358. The rock that grows, concretions. Some stones form around shells, bones, seeds. Minerals accrete slowly, layered like pearls in mud. Stone with a story inside, geology shaped by memory. 359. The plant that folds when touched, Mimosa pudica. Brush its leaf and it collapses. A silent defense. Electric signals rush through cells, not a brain, but awareness. 371. The plant that grows without light, ghost pipe. It looks like fungus, pale, leafless, but it's a plant, one that doesn't need sunlight. It steals from fungi, which steal from trees. A quiet parasite, a pale whisper in the forest shade. 372. The wind that shapes ice, sastrugi. On frozen plains, the wind carves snow into waves, hard ridges, sharp ripples, sastrugi. The sculpture of motion, written by air. 373. The organism that's a forest, pando. In Utah, a forest of aspens shares one root, one organism. Each tree above is a shoot, each leaf a breath of the same body. Oldest living creature by some counts. One tree, pretending to be many. 374. The crystal that predicts rain, storm glass. Sealed glass, chemicals suspended, and yet they shift with weather. Crystals bloom before storms, dissolve before sun. Not magic, but sensitivity. The storm speaks in chemistry. 375. The shark that glows, lantern shark bioluminescence. In the deep, light becomes language. The lantern shark glows on its belly, hiding its shadow from predators. Light used to disappear, a vanishing act in open black. 376. The clay that remembers touch, thixotropy. Some clays are solid until stirred, then they flow. Stop touching and they stiffen again. Memory of motion, written in mud. 377. The ice that hums, singing ice sheets. When Antarctic winds blow over buried crevasses, the ice vibrates. Ultrasound, the continent hums. Not a sound we hear, but the planet listens. 378. The star that shivers, star quakes. Like Earth, stars can quake. Their surfaces ripple, their brightness wavers. A cosmic tremor, telling us what the inside is made of. Stars shiver, and we learn. 379. The gas that freezes fire, halon. Halon gas smothers flame, stops combustion without water. Used to protect artifacts, data. A breath that silences heat. 380. The spider that builds a bubble, diving bell spider. It lives underwater but breathes air. It weaves a web and traps air inside it. A dome, a lung, a spider with gills made of silk. Architecture of survival. 381. The bird that mimics machines, lyrebird. It sings chainsaws, cameras, car alarms, and other birds too. Not just mimicry, mastery. It doesn't just echo, it curates sound. 382. The island that breathes, tidal marshes. At high tide they vanish, at low tide they breathe. Salt marshes inhale water, exhale life. Nutrients churn, fish spawn, land and sea in conversation. 383. The star that moves too fast, hypervelocity stars. Thrown by black holes, these stars race through galaxies, too fast to stay bound. Fugitives of gravity, speed without return. 384. The fish that carries a lantern, anglerfish. In the abyss, there is no sun, so the anglerfish makes its own. A glowing lure, bacteria lighted, prey follows it, darkness hides the trap. 385. The tree that survives fire, baobab. Its trunk holds water, its bark resists flame. Hollow, massive, it burns and keeps growing. Not invincible, but unwilling to vanish. In dry seasons, redwoods drink the sky. Their needles pour water straight from fog, not rain, not rivers, mist. Moisture condenses on leaves, drips downward, feeds roots. They make rain from cloud. Some stars don't shine steadily. They pulse, bright, dim, bright again, with rhythm, with pattern, like breath in the vacuum. They help us measure space because their rhythm never lies. A heartbeat we can read across galaxies. Inside the cocoon, a caterpillar dissolves. Its body unknits, not rearranged, rewritten. Cells break down, become something else. And from that soup, wings grow. Change is not always graceful, but it is deep. Mountains don't stand still. They ride plates. Continents drift slowly, centimeters a year. Yet over eons, oceans close, peaks rise. What looks eternal walks. Some lasers twist as they travel. Their photons spiral like miniature tornadoes, light with a corkscrew. These beams can trap particles, shape matter. Not all light moves straight. Some dances. It rolls instead of spins. Its axis is almost horizontal. Seasons last 21 years. Poles face the sun, like a planet that tipped over and never got up. And yet, it keeps orbiting, keeps glowing. When iron meets air, it changes. Rust grows outward like lace, a slow exhale of electrons, a metal remembering its past as ore. Decay as conversation, not destruction. Obtaining some rivers remain liquid under freezing temperatures. They flow clear, quiet, beneath a crust of ice, until a pebble starts the process, and suddenly they freeze upward, not from surface, from core. Stillness blooms from within. Sunflowers turn their heads, but not out of wonder. They follow the arc of the sun, east to west, their internal clocks wound by photons. They do not see, but they follow, obedience to light. Sometimes Mars moves the wrong way, not truly, but from Earth it appears to reverse. Ancients thought it was divine. Astronomers saw it as math. Perspective creates illusion. Even planets can seem lost.